CA final. Of course, you are. Am I right? Yeah. Yes, sir. And my name is Tharun. I'm a cost accountant, not a CA. But I have done some amount of research on indirect tax, which I want to share with you, and hope you will enjoy the class. And then, before moving to the class, I want to discuss with you some general things. Of course, in the introduction class, every faculty will tell the same thing, how to prepare, what is the syllabus, etc., right? So we will discuss that first, and later we will go into the ocean of indirect tax. So really, it's a ocean, yeah. And the ocean keep on changing. And that changing ocean is, one time it will be like Pacific Ocean, then next time it will be like Bay of Bengal. Because, have you seen Three Idiots movie? Like that, in real life also there are three idiots. The first idiot is known as the person who was a finance minister, known as Manmohan Singh. The second idiot is the Wasty boy. You know who is that Wasty boy? 180-degree IQ man. Chidambaram. Okay, Chiddu, shortly called as Chiddu. And the third idiot is the current finance minister, that is Pranab Mukherjee. These three idiots made our life like a hell. Because so far we were enjoying only with direct tax. It's very simple, 5 heads of income. We will read that 5 heads of income. Of course, some deductions, extra topics. That was the great thing, but this indirect tax came. If you see indirect tax, it's not new. It's not at all new. It has its references somewhere in 2000 BC to 300 BC. 2000 BC, it's just an existence of humankind, like a man and an animal. Both of them will make hands together and they will walk. Both are friends. Have you seen Mentos Daddu ad? Like that we were. So then what happened, because of that Mentos, we became very intelligent. So then we continued our journey somewhere in 300 BC, the reference area. One person like me, a teacher in one university known as Takshashila University. Now it's there in Pakistan. There one person was taking class, maybe tax class. So then the king, at that time the ruler of the kingdom was Kautilya, also known as Chanakya. What is that he has done? This person I am referring, the teacher name is Kautilya or Chanakya. The king went to him and asked, see, the rich became richer, the poor became poorer. The same Shivaji movie dialogue, same dialogue at that time also. So we should do something. What is it we can do? Okay, you do something. Then the background song. By completion of that song, he prepared one book. And that book is known as Arthashastra. Kautilya's Arthashastra. And there I can give you the reference of tax. Because as your CA final students, you like everything from scratch. Am I right? Yes or not? Yes. So like this, the tax has started. There the king asked, Chandragupta Maurya dynasty, 300 BC. The king asked, is this correct to collect tax from a person? See, people, the king is there to save them, to give something to them. Is it right to collect tax from them? So then our hero told one dialogue, like how sun draws moisture from earth and give the back in the form of rain. So you will also do the same activity. He impressed with the dialogue. So then he started levying tax, left and right taxes, every tax. So what is that? He just full of khazana. Then he started expanding it for public, like the so-called poor. But do you think that there should not be any gap between the rich and poor? Do you think that? No, I don't think so, because there should be a gap between rich and poor. Only then the economy will run. If everyone has money, then why the hell you sit here and why the hell I sat here? Am I right? Why will you do CA if you have money? Am I right? Status, it comes when you have money, sir. What is that status? And everyone will sell CA degree. So like how the samosas will be sold, CA, like that. So there should be a difference and only the economy runs. How is it? Flow of money from rich to the poor. The poor will be craving for money and the rich will contribute that. And once at a point of time, the cycle reverses. So this particular, whoever called as poor, he will earn something, and the person who is called as rich, his ancestors, legal heir, will become poor. Correct? Will you agree with me? So it may not happen for 10 years or 20 years, but over a span of time it will happen. Only then the economy will run, and that is known as economic activity. So the king identified this economic activity. Whoever do the economic activity, he started levying the tax. Like this, bar dancers. Okay, sorry if I am wrong. Just a funny example. Bar dancers. People will go to watch them. Okay, king started levying tax on them. Up to that, okay, fine. But they are very intelligent. They collected tax from the people who come to watch them. Entertainment tax. That is the reference. Okay. So that is the first reference I can give for indirect tax. What is the difference between direct tax and indirect tax? If you slap a person directly and if he enjoys the pain, that is known as direct tax. If you slap a person and in turn if he slaps another person, if the ultimate person enjoys the pain, that is known as indirect tax. Am I right? If I am wrong, please tell me, sir. I will correct myself. Correct? So here, who is that Bakara? Who is that Bakara? We, really we. If one person is selling in the market, somewhere in the place, government is not doing this, government is not doing that, I am paying taxes. You go and ask him, sir, what is the tax that you have paid? He will tell, I paid income tax. I have PAN card, I paid income tax. Immediately slap him and tell, we are also paying daily taxes. From morning to evening, whatever we consume, we are paying sales tax. From morning to evening, whatever we consume that will be manufactured, we are paying excise duty. And every service in India, that is great here, any service, if any service is provided, they will charge service tax. And then customs duty. If we import even for our own purpose, we need to pay customs duty. On medicines, they didn't leave even medicines. Even if you import some medicines, you have to pay customs duty. Then why the hell that person tells he owes only direct tax? You are also paying tax. Am I right? So now, indirect tax, you know what is difference between direct tax and indirect tax. Now we will proceed into our subject, paper 8, correct? TA final, paper 8, indirect tax laws. Everyone new syllabus because old syllabus not continuing. So everything new syllabus. First we will discuss the paper pattern. Before that the weightage. So here, then what? He continued like that from the 300 BC. And you know 2000 AD, correct? Where in 2000 AD we have seen many new types of taxes. And one such tax is service tax and VAT. Am I right? No. And you know how the service tax came? 1994, February 27th. One person is in deep sleep. He got one dream. Suddenly he got up. So then on the next day, he took one black bag and went to Parliament and he told, I hereby propose tax on services. As tax is levied on goods, why tax should not be levied on services? So I am hereby proposing tax on services. And which will add so much of revenue to the government's account, and every one of you, your children, your grandchildren and your ancestors can enjoy that property. So then immediately everyone clapped. You know, that's how it goes. You have to give them some chocolates, only then they will tell, okay, because they are children, yeah, they don't know anything, because they depend much on their secretaries. Everyone clapped. Who is the leader here? The leader here is one person known as P.V. Narasimha Rao. And it was 1994, and the person who proposed that is known as our first idiot. Okay. So then what happened? He proposed on 3 services. On 3 services at any cost the tax should be levied. The first service, because of 1991 this LPG LPG, right? Liberalization, privatization, globalization. Okay. So on this, the whatever, right? 1991 industrial policy. No need. For us, no need. Already it went. Okay. Because of that, the stock market was in boom. Every person, his dream job is to become a stockbroker, and most of the people was investing in that stock market. And you know that. Just go back somewhere, your father, and you may be in some 10th class around that age. So here he levied first the service tax on this. What is this? Stockbroker services. Then every house at that time, tring tring, telecommunication services. Remember our Raja, the great Raja. Okay. So telecommunication services. And then the peculiarity in India is, if you go out without life insurance, no one will ask. But go out without a general insurance, everyone will ask. Take a bike, go on road, have license, have registration certificate, everything. But go on a road, immediately he will catch and he will ask for license. So you will show. Then he will ask for insurance. He will not ask for RC. Because insurance is compulsory. Which insurance? Not on your life, but on your vehicle's life. Okay. So general insurance. He identified general insurance and he levied service tax on that. So first three services. Stockbroker services, insurance other than general life insurance, and then telecommunication services. It went on. So just like one big bag. You know what is that big bag here? Taxable services. How many taxable services? 120 taxable services. Somewhere, more or less. 120 taxable services. Sir, it started with 3 in the year 1994, and today we are in 2011. Okay, not in 2014 also. Now, for this year, they started levying service tax on various taxable services, that to approximately 120 taxable services. Sir, we are least bothered about that. What about our exams? Don't worry, CA Institute is great in that. They have given 32 taxable services, and you need to read that 32 taxable service, and only questions will be asked from that 32 taxable service. Very great, right? But all those 32 are very difficult here. That's why they came. Okay. Rest of the service are 1 page. But these taxable services, it will go for 10 pages, 5 pages like. Okay. So here, indirect tax, the weightage, service tax and VAT comes for 40 marks. Excise Act comes for 40 marks, and then customs for 20 marks. Okay. See, don't think it's not so easy. CA Institute is not always how you think. You can exclude customs so that we will read only service tax and VAT and excise with that 80 marks. Can't we get 50 marks? Never think like that. They change the pattern. In every question, you will get 3 parts, 3 or 4 parts. First part will be from excise. Second part will be from service tax. Third part will be from VAT. And fourth part will be from customs. So at any class, you need to learn the entire act. Okay. So you cannot leave anything in choice. So, but you can give some least importance to customs, importance-wise. So you should give first importance to service tax and VAT, and then excise, and then customs. So our discussion will be on this basis. First we will begin with service tax and VAT, then we will go to excise, and at last we will complete customs. The class will be from today, December 1st to December 31st, weekdays, Monday to Friday, and if there is any special class on Saturday or Sunday, I will inform you. Maximum I will try to complete within the weekdays. Suppose if you don't have any objection in coming on weekends, I may inform. So that don't worry, I will not keep it maximum 99.99% I will try to complete within the days, because EA final students in Chennai who are taking coaching, so they are so busy, yes, correct? They are busy than the Prime Minister of India. So we know the problem that they face. Morning 6:30 to 9:30 from class, and again immediately they have some work, and they will be staying in hostels. They have to wash their clothes, and at the night they have to go out, phone call, many things. And at the evening immediately another class start 8:30 and go and chatting in the hostel. So again morning. It's very difficult, I know. So that's why we will have only in Monday to Friday, that to 10 to 2 o'clock. And the class will be completed by December 31st. And in January, anyhow, I am not going to take class, because here I have to tell about some special personalities in my life. If I am not boring you, see, first I thought to go for some employment. Okay, then somewhere to appear for my CWA final, I attended two people's class. Number one, the owner of this institution, L. Muralidharan, and second, Mr. L. Jayaraman for law. From L. Muralidharan sir, I learnt something like how to present. How to present in the sense, the teaching. For him, the teaching is a passion, because at a very young age, he started teaching. Somewhere in 1991, he completed at 21 years. And from there onwards, he didn't go for employment. Of course, he's practicing and he's continuing. Such a kind of people inspires us a lot, you know. And then, Jayaraman sir, the way he deals with the subject. So, I adopted. I'm not telling the way which I'm telling the subject is not my own. I copied, I'm telling. And this is a tribute to him. And later, one personality who is known as V.S. Date. He is a specialist in indirect tax, and he is also the same way. He is doing free service to whoever the professional, if he has some doubts. Even if you ask the doubt, you can send him mail at any time. Within 24 hours, you will get the reply. And he will not charge you anything, because nowadays people we are seeing, they will provide the service, immediately they will send the bill to us as mail or email. They will not even send the hard copy, they will send email. So please pay the bill as soon as possible. ASAP. LOL ... Okay. So this is how it goes, but here he will not charge. And I studied many of his books, and in order to tell, like, he is my guru. Though I may not attend his classes, but he is my guru. So these three personalities. And with this, we will start indirect tax class. So first, I will begin with service tax, and then I will go to VAT, and then excise. In excise itself, I will be discussing the common procedures, as indirect tax is under one board, like how CBDT. What is CBDT? Central Board of Direct Taxes. In the same way, there is one board known as CBE&T, Central Board of Excise and Customs. For service tax, there is no separate department. So this excise department will take care of service tax related matters also. So whenever in service tax, if I tell officer, he is none other than excise officer, because there is no specially new officer, only one post created in service tax, that is Director General of Service Tax. Impossible to see him. Yes, you cannot see him, because an assessee will not have access to Director General of Service Tax. He is at a very high level. That's what CBE&C. So the CBE&C has made the procedures which will be similar for service tax, excise and customs. So that similar procedures we are going to learn under excise. And then the balance customs. Balance customs in the sense, the balance provisions we will discuss under last customs. Fine. And here, what is the method of study? How to study this indirect tax? See, like how I told you, indirect tax is a ocean. It's very difficult to swim, okay? But we can make an effort now to swim that. I will tell you the starting point and I will tell you the ending point. First of all, we will see how this particular indirect tax came. Say, kingdoms. So, at the time when they introduced the concept of constitution and democracy or democratic governments, now there is nothing like that called kingdom. emperor, like that. Here, first of all, as per the constitution, if I am not boring you, shall I tell some introduction to the constitution? Yes. First, the public in general, who in general known as bakras, like us, okay. What we do, immediately after crossing 18 years of age, we will get one right, okay, right to vote. So using this right to vote, there will be some gundas, rowdies, etc., etc., and we need to elect them. Fine. So the public will elect some people known as member of parliament. Correct? What this member of parliament will do, when they require vote, they will come and they will see you, hi, how are you, and they will kiss your children, everything will happen. But later, immediately after the election and when the results come, no contact. You have to complain to the police. Sir, this particular, our MP is missing, sir, where is he? So these MPs will stay in one place, that is parliament. In this parliament, whether it is Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, here the ruling party MPs will form the government, and that government will give portfolios to various MPs and we call them as ministers. Correct? Ruling and opposition. Because elected MP can sit in the parliament. Next. Now what happens? This parliament, whatever the ruling party, that ministry, correct? Various ministers. For various portfolios. Okay. This particular parliament, we can call it as legislative organ. And this ruling party ministers, we can call it as executive organ. Okay. In this ministry, I am least bothered about any ministry. Forget about this particular labor ministry or coal ministry, shipping ministry. Leave them here. That's not profitable area. The most profitable area is finance ministry, commerce ministry. Correct? So now what these people will do, this finance minister will pass a law. Okay. One rule, whoever so instead of naming it as rule, we will name it as act, because law is not new to us. From our childhood we are seeing this law. Okay. And we have seen many laws, even our father-in-law and mother-in-law also. So here, this particular act, when he introduces, what is that act known as? Any person who is wearing specs should pay 10 rupees per day as tax. You know, here I am not telling as you are wearing, but just in general I am telling. What is this tax? Just funny tax. Yes, it happened. I am not telling that it doesn't happen and it's new thing. One great ancestor, one great person in history named as Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay. And you know the kind of taxes that he levied. So it's not new for us, correct? So he will levy the tax. Now, or any other tax. Immediately the public will raise agitation. Why should we pay tax? We will not pay tax. Or, okay, we will pay tax, but you should give some exemptions like this. Whenever there is a conflict between executive organ and public, then the judiciary organ will step in. Judiciary organ. So total how many organs? Or these are also known as estates. Legislative organ known as parliament. Executive organ known as ministry. Okay, and judicial organ known as Supreme Court, High Court and various tribunals. Okay. Of course, there is one fourth estate, the worst estate, known as newspapers. You know, right? Newspapers is the fourth estate, but even they didn't fill to the conditions that it's fourth estate. So, from this it appears that we will elect some people, they will go into parliament, they will make some laws, and again they will collect taxes from us. Isn't this correct? So I didn't like this. So we are electing and the same person is collecting tax from us. Can they levy any other taxes? Any taxes just like that? No. They should have power from the constitution. Constitution is like a Bible to the government, correct? Or Bhagavad Gita or Quran, whatever it may be. Okay. So here, anything abiding by the constitution is valid. Anything beyond the constitution is void ab initio, correct? So we will go to the constitution, our relevant page. We will not see everything. We will go to the relevant page. 7th schedule to the constitution. In constitution there are various schedules. In the 7th schedule to the constitution has 3 lists. List 1, union list. List 2, state list. And list 3, concurrent list.